Hi, this is Rachel with Tarot Dreams. I believe everything is made up of patterns and synchronicities. There's a hidden meaning in all that you experience. I get messages through Providence, intuition, visions, dreams, and channeling. Today I would like to share and explore some of these messages with you. As always, know that I appreciate you all. I've had quite a few messages this week, and first, before I dig into that, I want to touch on the events that took place on the 13th. You may want to go back and review my previous recording from Messages from the Universe, and in there you will note that I did speak of seeing the number 13 and 555. There has been a significant shift based on the events that took place with the attempt on President Donald Trump's life. And thankfully, it was not successful. And with that being said, I would ask you to go back and review the information that I provided about Scar and the Lion King. And with that being said, I would like to just dig into a little bit of the messages and what I have been picking up this week. And it is not to discount the seriousness of what happened with Donald Trump, because I do believe it was divine guidance. It was God that saved his life. And I truly, truly believe that if he would not have turned his head to show that clip, he would not be with us today. And I'm just extremely grateful that he turned his head at the right moment. And once again, I do believe that was divine intervention. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and dig into what I have been seeing this week, which has been the words return to sender. I've been seeing the Knights Templar and the Joan of Arc again. I really, based on the events that took place, I wasn't sure I was going to mention that, but there was another healer by the name of Wes, who has a tarot channel, Galactic Pride 1, who also stated that he was seeing the Knights Templar and he was also seeing witches. The connection that I find with that, with the Joan of Arc and the witches, obviously I wasn't seeing witches, but I was seeing Joan of Arc, and they were all burned of heresy, and I kept seeing fire. So I want to take note of that. I see that happening around August or September, but I am getting the release and the rebirth. I had a few things pop up. I've been seeing Don Jr., and this was before the events took place, and Melania and Mr. T. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. I haven't had any elaboration, and I will be honest with you, it has been because I have been preoccupied with what transpired on the 13th. Once again, I really encourage you, as most of my information tends to be benchmarks of things that are of importance. And some of them, regrettably, I cannot go into more deeply here on this platform. And I am looking into other platforms at this time to be able to share and exchange more wisdom, as I am being urged to do so by my spirit guides. So this week, prior to the events taking place, I also seen the prairie dog. The prairie dog represents underground networking, community, and family. And this is going to be really relevant. I have been seeing a lot of data dumps, and I have been seeing, where it has been hacked. I've also been seeing a lot of financial institutions, which, seeing the Knights Templar, historically, they were really well at organization. I mean, they did really well in organizing and in protection. They would, if you paid them, they would protect you, your family, your assets. They were very good in investments. And what ended up happening with the Knights Templar, if you don't know, and this is just a short little scenario or a short little synopsis of them. What happened is they grew, and the people began to rely on them and trust them, and the people that advised the king did not like that. So what ended up happening is they were actually hunted down and either put to death, killed in the manner of being their capture, and some of them were burned as heretics. So I'm seeing a pattern here. So this is what has been transpiring. And what happened is that Spirit basically came to me and said that right now we are in the midst of reconciling a lot of old karma. And although the events are not taking place as they did back in history, they are clearing that karma, if you want to call it that, those experiences. They are clearing it to make space for the new. So you have people that were, Knights Templar that have been reincarnated in this life to receive justice. So you see a lot of political influencers that, in my best estimation, if most of them probably were, people that were hunted down and persecuted unjustly. So with that being said, I'm going to skip past that. But what Spirit led me in was that right now we are in a great period of transmutation. We are shedding off the old, and we are going to be integrating the new in. And with this, they said that we need to basically use the energy of aspiration to aspire. We need to use our freedom of expression to be able to express ourselves and to express our words. And we need to explore. We need to explore the things. It's exploration. We need to explore the past that make us happy, that bring us joy. Now, I've seen the prairie dog, but I also seen the otters. And otters are joy, play. I mean, they find pleasure in their daily lives, even in the most, simplest things. They are freedom. They represent freedom. That was another key word that I was picking up on this week, along with fire, was freedom and inner warrior, courage. I kept getting that as well. I kept getting power in the sense of, you have those in power that become corrupt and those who use it for the better. I mean, there are two sides to everything. So power can either be used for good or for bad. So I was getting power, I was getting strength, and I was getting like your inner will, your warrior drive. You want to be very protective of your boundaries. You want to be able to organize, network, your sense of community. I was getting that with not only the prairie dog, but also with the otter, as the otter is very protective of their family and their boundaries as well. And I got the tiger. The tiger represents courage, freedom, and will and strength. So there were a lot of things that were repetitive this week, but they really wanted me to say, we're in the release, and we are demanding a rebirth, and any negative energies are going to be returned to sender. And I'm really getting that a lot of this is, a lot of old experiences being released and making way for the new. So once again, we have the shedding of the old, we have the transmutation, we have the integration, we have the aspiration, the expression, and the exploration. So these are creative energies that we can use to counter anything that's negative that is seeping into our personal lives. And I know that it's our due diligence to be aware of what is going on the world stage, but we do not need to let it preoccupy every single thought. So we do need to find that balance, so we can, explore, express ourselves, demand our freedom. I really got the freedom of expression. Express ourselves in poetry and song and lyrics and just, the creative aspect of that. So I'm really getting that rather strong. So I'm going to go ahead and just say that, I am seeing major hacks and, rolling blackouts happening, but I'm only seeing that like in August, I believe it is, August or September. And I'm not really getting much on that at this point. I do believe that there was a data breach recently, which I was seeing this at the beginning of the week. So I'm not really sure. So I'm not going to touch on that. But I do want to say that underground networking and underground is really coming up strong for me, along with water rights. Water rights is really strong because I don't believe a lot of people are paying attention to what's going on with our farmers and with our water rights. And that is very significant to me right now, as I have been seeing all kinds of things with our water rights. And I will probably, like I said, on this platform, it's very difficult to express everything that I see. So with that, if I find a new platform that I am comfortable with, I will let you know in the future. But for right now, once again, we are in a transmutation period. We are shutting off the old. We are integrating and making space for the new. And with that, we are offsetting all the negative energies with the creative aspect, creation. You want to remember aspiration, exploration, and expression. So we want to be able to offset any negative energy we've got with creative energy. We want to be able to find joy. We want to be able to play. Once we do all that, it really offsets the negative energy and it sets in motion for the most positive energies to happen, and also prayer. So we will also want to get into praying for the positive, believing in the positive, and in the power of prayer. So once again, I want to thank you so much for visiting my channel. I truly appreciate you all. And if I get any additional information, like I said, I was seeing Don Jr. and Melania. I'm not really sure why. The last time I saw Melania, it had something to do with her mom passing. But in any event, I'm not seeing anything right, immediately within this week or 2 weeks from now. So, I'm going to go ahead and let that energy pass right now. But I do want to say, embrace the tiger, embrace your inner warrior strength, have courage, and know that things are shifting. All these experiences and everything that it's going through right now is being returned to sender. There is a rebirth, and it will be for the people. And that's what we need to hang on to. It will be for the people. So I thank you so much, and I will catch you in the next message. Thank you, and God bless.